All right, we are a couple of days outside of the Olympics. They're over. They had the closing ceremonies and everything. The U.S. men's hockey team won the gold, beating the Canadian team, and Canada's crashing out about that. But the one question I have is, who won the Olympics? And I'm not talking about the gold medal count. I'm not sure I'm sure I could look it up. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Let me look it up. Let me see medal count. All right, so here's the medal count, right? Let's see all the countries. Norway got 18 gold. Uh, United States got 12 and 12, 33 medals total. Norway got 41 medals total. The Netherlands, Italy got 30 medals, 10 gold. Germany got 8 gold. France got 8. Sweden got 8. Switzerland got 6, 5. And you see the list down there, right? Everybody made some things happen, right? Everybody made some things happen. But who won the Olympics? That's my question. Who won the Olympics? And the answer I come up with is curling. Curling won the Olympics. And I'm not talking about necessarily um, the U.S. team with Corey and Corey, the mixed team, and then Corey Thiessen. She was on the women's team. They ended up losing, getting the bronze to, I believe they lost to Canada. And then Switzerland and Sweden went at it, and I believe Sweden ended up winning the gold, right? Sweden ended up getting the gold. But I guess I'm saying all this to say, who won the Olympics? And my vote has to go to curling. Curling won the Olympics because you had drama. You had the ladies you were rooting for, even if you were rooting for the U.S. or not. U.S. was in contention. The ladies' team was in contention to win the medal. They didn't get it, but just to be at that position, and the Corey and Corey won the silver. So that was a big accomplishment for the U.S. But just the attention that curling got this Olympics, maybe it was just me, because I did a lot of videos about curling and seeing what was going on, watching the games, watching the U.S., watching the Swiss, heck, watching Italy. Everybody was watching Italy. Um, and it was fun to watch. I didn't know crap about curling. I've seen it not a million times, but I've seen it a lot. Little fuzzy on the rules. I know a lot more about the rules now than I did when I began it. But the reason I say is that curling won the Olympics is because you got people that are genuinely interested in curling that weren't before. Even when I was looking at when I did my first video, and by the way, the title of my YouTube channel is called Pro Fan Talk. And most of my content is football, NFL, and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagles. So my content is very American football centric. When I started covering curling for the Olympics, I got the best video I've ever done as long as I've been YouTubing. I'm at 160,000 plus. I had two videos go viral. Both of them are about curling. One is at 96,000, I believe. The other one, like I said, is over 160. And I do football stuff. So for me, I look at that as curling won the Olympics because they broke the threshold. I have this thing I talk about. When you break the threshold, that means if you're talking about curling to somebody that would never watch curling, they'll at least be able to follow the conversation. They'll at least be able to say, "Yeah, I saw that," or "I saw this," or they'll at least they won't be lost. They might not know the names, but they've seen it. They've seen something. Maybe they heard about what happened with Canada and Sweden, um, the drama there with what was that, double touch gate or whatever they wanted to call it. But people were watching. People were watching, and people were genuinely interested in it. That's Corey on the left right there. They ended up the mixed team ended up winning the silver. So you had people genuinely interested in what was going on. And that
with
never would
both
have
teams
happened
struggling
before.
in the tournament.
Never. So I count that as a win for curling. Now, rest assured, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through YouTube and I'm going to look for other curling matches just to see what I can find. Because I enjoy it now. Now I want to see it. Now I want to watch it. I did a video about was this the best shot ever? Um, and folks came out of the woodworks. Some people were like, yeah, that's great. Other people were like, clearly you haven't been watching curling if you think that's the best shot. Well, no, duh. No shit, Sherlock. I haven't been watching curling, but I was at least interested and excited about it enough to recognize that that was a good shot. And then everybody came with their stuff. Oh, you should have saw this match 3 years ago. You should have watched this match 8 years ago with the men. And people were giving me comments, and you know what? I'm gonna go through them comments and I'm gonna look up some of them shots, see if I can find it on YouTube because it's fun. It's fun to watch. At least I enjoy it now. Let me tell you how much fun I had watching curling. I bought a game on my MetaQuest, on my VR unit. It's a curling game. So now I got to play curling on my MetaQuest. Maybe I'll stream that one day. Me doing curling in my VR headset. I believe it's called VR curling or something like that. So that'll be fun. But I'm saying all that to say I had so much fun watching curling. I thought it was great. Um, Once I understood it, once you understand the rules and things of that nature, um, you tend to like it more. You tend to pay attention and you get into the strategy of it, all of that type of stuff. Curling won the Olympics for me because you're paying attention to something that you would never pay attention to. Who cares what Kennedy said for the Canadian team? But I wanted to watch. I wanted to see how it was going to end up. They were cheating. They were not cheating. They ended up winning the gold after all of that hoopla. The scandal, the cheating, calling names, cussing folks out on the ice. After all of that, Canada ended up in the finals and they won it. The good thing about it wasn't Kennedy that won it. It was I forget what his first name is. I believe his last name is Bradford. Um, and he was the MVP for the Canadian team. So, and of course, after everything, and they had their comments about people that think that they're cheating and all of that kind of stuff. So they kind of crashed out too. But at the end of the day, people were watching to see what they were going to say. You know, everybody loves ice skating. Ice skating had their drama with some of the. I guess it was the one person from the U.S. team that made some comments about. He made the situation political. And I know the one girl said some things and then she didn't even place well. So there was drama there. And then, of course, everything with the hockey team. And after the fact, with Trump and some people in his office being in the locker room, a lot of people are taking that the wrong way and are not liking it, not to mention the crash out. So it wasn't, with the exception of the scandal about the double touching. And we might get into that. I'll get into that later. I might do another video, a follow up on that, because I'm gonna do some more curling stuff because I thought it was fun and I loved it. Um, Curling won the Olympics. They get the gold medal for the Olympics because now I want to pay attention to curling. Who'd have thought?